is Dr. Bev Knox, and you are listening to my psychology tutorials. Learn psychology while you sleep.
In this lesson, we are going to learn all about group processes and formation. What is a group? A group consists of 3 or more people who interact with each other and are independent. Why do people join groups? The need to belong to groups may be innate. Groups also serve as a source of information about the world and are an important part of our social identities. People are very sensitive to rejection from groups and do what they can to avoid it. Let us review the composition and function of groups. Groups tend to consist of homogeneous members, in part because groups have social norms that people are expected to obey. Groups also have well-defined social roles, shared expectations about how people are supposed to behave. People can get so far into a social role that their personal identities and personalities get lost. Group cohesiveness, qualities of a group that bind members together and promote liking between members, is another important property of groups that influence the group's performance. Research has compared the performance of people who are by themselves versus in groups. When people's individual efforts cannot be evaluated, the mere presence of others leads to a relaxation and social loafing. Performances impaired on simple tasks, but enhanced on complex tasks. Are there gender and cultural differences in social loafing? Who slacks off the most? Well, social loafing is more prevalent among men than women and more prevalent in Western than Asian cultures. The mere presence of others can also lead to de-individualization, which is the loosening of normal constraints on behavior when people are in crowds. Research has compared how people make decisions when they are by themselves versus in crowds. There is a process loss when group interactions inhibit good problem solving. Groups make better decisions than individuals if they are good at pooling ideas and listening to the expert members of the group. Often, however, process loss occurs, which is any aspect of group interaction that inhibits good decision making. For example, groups often focus on the information they have in common and fail to share unique information. Tightly knit, cohesive groups are also prone to groupthink, which occurs when maintaining group cohesiveness and solidarity becomes more important than considering the facts in a realistic manner. Group polarization causes groups to make more extreme decisions. These group decisions can be more risky or more cautious depending on which attitude is valued in the group. Now let us review leadership in groups. There is little support for the great person theory, which argues that good leadership is a matter of having the right personality traits. Leaders do adapt specific kinds of leadership styles, such as transactional or transformational. Leadership effectiveness is a function of both the kind of person a leader is and the nature of the work situation. Although strides have been made, women are still underrepresented in leadership positions. Women who become leaders often face a glass cliff, whereby they are put in charge of work units that are in crisis and in which the risk of failure is high. Further, there is a double bind for women leaders. If they conform to societal expectations about how they ought to behave by Being warm and communal, they are often perceived as having low leadership potential. What is a social dilemma? These occur when the most beneficial action for an individual will, if chosen by most people, have harmful effects on everyone. Communication resolves conflicts only when it promotes trust. When two sides are negotiating and bargaining, it is important to look for an integrative solution, whereby each side concedes the most on issues that are unimportant to it but are very important to its adversary.